When you cease pursuing her, it doesn't usher in calm. It ignites a tempest within her mind. The pursuit doesn't conclude when you step back. It commences in her thoughts. This is a truth most men overlook. Welcome to InspireX Motivation. Today, we unravel the intricate dynamics of a woman's psyche when you withhold your pursuit. This isn't about manipulation. This isn't about strategy. It's about grasping the nuances of female psychology and how your restraint can resonate more powerfully than words. If you're prepared, let's explore this deeply. First, she questions her influence. When you refrain from chasing, the initial tremor she feels isn't about you, it's about herself. Your silence isn't merely absence to her. It registers as rejection, subtle yet profound, because it compels her to confront her own reflections. Women accustomed to admiration often harbor an unspoken conviction that their allure is irresistible. Past experiences, men who rushed in too eagerly, who yielded to a fleeting smile, have reinforced this belief. Those who bared their emotions prematurely shaped her confidence, convincing her she commands the cadence of attention. When you disrupt that cadence, when you defy the expected response, she doesn't merely pause, she spirals inwardly. She wonders, have I lost my charm? Did I misjudge him? Was I mistaken in my approach? It's not about your absence. It's about a subtle fracture in her self-perception, built over years on the assumption she effortlessly draws attention. Your refusal to yield unsettles that foundation. Outwardly, she may maintain her composure, smiling, posting, laughing, projecting indifference. But within, she replays every interaction with you, searching for answers. The subtle cues she offered, the charm she believed infallible, failed to draw you closer. That gnaws at her more than she'll ever confess. The unvarnished truth is that women like her don't merely seek attention, they anchor their identity in it. It's their quiet authority, their invisible crown. When that crown wavers, even momentarily, she grapples with an unseen doubt. It's not heartbreak that stirs her. It's a deeper unease. The fear that her influence, the cornerstone of her confidence, may not be as unassailable as she believed. That realization keeps her awake, glancing at her phone, seeking your name, pondering why you remain distant. Your silence has already sparked an internal reckoning. Second, she begins scrutinizing you intently. When you stop pursuing, she doesn't simply move on. She observes, subtly, not with overt inquiries, but with keen attention. Women perceive details men often assume go unnoticed. Your online presence, your interactions, whether you still view her updates. Every nuance becomes a clue. She interprets your silence as a new language. Here's what men often miss. When you withdraw your attention, you don't fade from her thoughts, you occupy their core. By becoming unpredictable, you transform into an enigma, and enigmas are compelling. She examines your social media with new intent. She notes the lapses in your responses, who else claims your energy. Ironically, your silence doesn't distance her, it draws her closer. It's a puzzle she thought she'd solved, but your unpredictability upends that certainty. Now you're unreadable, and that unreadability wields power. When a woman cannot fully anticipate a man, she doesn't release her focus. She lingers, observing from the periphery, driven by an instinct to decipher. Women are attuned to subtleties, body language, timing, tone. Your silence to her is an absence laden with presence, yet devoid of clarity. That ambiguity captivates her. The reality is, by halting your pursuit, you invert the dynamic. You shift from being one of many drawn to her to the man she cannot fully grasp. That shift redefines the equation. Third, she presumes you have alternatives. The moment you stop chasing, a singular thought emerges. He must have someone else. She doesn't envision you in serene solitude or emotional restraint. Her instincts whisper that you've found better prospects. That notion festers. She revisits the timeline. How swiftly you ceased texting, how effortlessly you stepped back, how composed you appeared when she withdrew. To her, that composure signals distraction, perhaps another woman's presence. This sparks a cascade of comparisons to imagined rivals, women who may be more captivating, more refined, more alluring. She competes with phantoms. Her behavior shifts, more frequent posts, sharper style, captions crafted to seem effortless yet designed to linger in your mind. She aims to reaffirm her preeminence. Beneath this facade lies vulnerability. The thought of you choosing another, even hypothetically, wounds her pride. She may not desire your full return, but she craves the assurance of her irreplaceability. Your silence suggests she might not be elevating your value. You're not desperate, you're scarce. And in her world, scarcity equates to power. Fourth, she tests you subtly. A woman won't always rush back when you withdraw, but she will probe, quietly, deliberately. A delayed reply, an evocative post, a calculated online appearance, these are not coincidences, they're tests. She's gauging whether you'll falter first. This isn't indifference, it's investment. She seeks to discern whether your distance is genuine or a ploy. Does she still occupy your thoughts, or have you truly detached? Each move she makes carries intent. A story, a lyric, a photo, each is bait, a silent question. Are you still watching? Respond too quickly and she regains control, not of the relationship, but of the dynamic. Yet if you remain steadfast, unshaken, she confronts a new fear. Her influence over you may have vanished. Many men stumble here, mistaking a response for strength. It's not. It signals predictability, which erodes attraction. Her tests aren't about affection, they're about dominance. By resisting, you become not just silent, but untouchable. Fifth, she fears losing her grip. When you cease chasing, the deeper realization dawns, not just losing you, but losing control. Attention is her subtle arsenal. A pause, a smile, a measured silence typically suffices to keep men engaged. But when these fail to sway you, she feels unmoored. This powerlessness remains hidden. You won't witness her distress or hear her confess it. Yet privately, it manifests in prolonged glances in the mirror, in the compulsive refresh of her screen, awaiting a message that never arrives. Control has been her anchor, her source of security and confidence. Now it slips. She realizes her usual tools no longer sway you. That vulnerability terrifies her, not for fear of losing your affection, but for losing the influence she thought assured. You've stepped beyond her orbit, and nothing unsettles her more than a man impervious to her pull. That's when she grasps that control is not a given, it's earned. If your attention no longer flows to her, she's lost what she believed was hers forever. Sixth, she reassesses her own worth. Your silence ultimately drives her to a profound reckoning, self-reflection. She doesn't only question you, she questions herself. Why wasn't she enough to hold your focus? That question lingers. She revisits her charm, her presence, her efforts, wondering why they fell short. Gradually, she doubts the self-image constructed through the validation of men who always pursued her. It's not about missing you, it's about missing the affirmation your attention provided. Without it, she feels diminished, ordinary. For a woman accustomed to standing out, that's a harsh blow. This introspection doesn't surface publicly. She may project strength, radiance, even joy. But inwardly, she's unraveling her self-perception, questioning whether she's as indispensable as she believed. That's the true potency of your silence. It compels her to confront doubts she's long evaded. In that space, you transcend being merely a man she knew, you become the one who prompted her to question her worth. Your silence isn't weakness, it's influence. Here's the crux: by ceasing to chase, you don't vanish, you ascend. Your silence forces her to grapple with her doubts, her value, her influence. You become unpredictable, elusive. That shift is where your true strength resides. Let her ponder. Let her question. Let her wonder. Pursuit doesn't earn respect, restraint and self-mastery do. If this resonates, engage with it, share it, subscribe to InspireX Motivation, and explore our other content. These insights will reshape how you view relationships. Stay grounded. Stay resolute.